There we go. I don't know why it's been doing that.
Even I can look at this photo and I can say, whoa, it put tears in our eyes.
Yikes. It's a little heavy to start with. Like the new profile pic? Thank you. It's my Twitter profile pic, so I figured I should be more consistent. Like an AI generated art of me. The only thing I like about AI art is it's kind of like having fan art, but you don't have to have any actual fans. Need to spend more money on makeup. Because it's like, I use like really cheap shit. And it doesn't really matter. I guess it's not really any point. Sometimes it just looks a little greasy. Go to my watch later. I don't want to start off that heavy with the true crime, but maybe we should just jump into it. Okay.
When we walked in there, it was that obvious.
That is a charge called homicide, felony murder. It is life without parole.
And you said when you found her, she was already believed to be deceased, right? Yes. So you found the child an hour and a half ago? Yeah. And called your lawyer for...
I want to make sure by skimming this, but they're pretty good with that type of stuff usually, so I'm not that concerned. Food? They're getting chicken today.
Correct? Yeah. Okay.
What you just heard and are about to hear is some of the most extreme, bizarre, and baffling thinking ever caught on camera. A child's life taken in the most sickening way, and for one reason so unthinkable, you'll have a hard time believing it was actually said out loud.
I called my lawyer first thing to ask, what's the next thing I should do, and they said wait till they're here.
I'm going on the Royale. I better be. I was supposed to do a fucking thing with him today, like the fucking advice stream today. I was talking about it. We literally talked about it in the living room, like yesterday. Is that why the title is as it is?
To call, the police and get that going. Basically, it got to the point where I was waiting so long, I just kind of went ahead and did it anyway. We'll set someone out, we're going to investigate.
After placing the call to emergency services, Seth and his wife, Tatiana were escorted to the police station in King County, Michigan, to answer some questions about what happened to their child. It's important to know that both were
one of the producers. No, you're fine, Cheetah. Go ahead. I already talked to Ink Bites about it. Like, he's supposed to do that advice stream with me today. Did he stream yesterday? Because he was supposed to do like a react stream.
were there voluntarily and not under arrest at the time of these interviews that have never been seen before. The interrogation room is stark with bare walls, only outfitted with uncomfortable chairs and a table. There are no
I
distractions.
feel like my backlighting looks different. Not dark enough? I don't know.
Actions. All of this is intended to make the person in the room uncomfortable and uneasy. That way, they're dependent on the interrogator to provide them comfort with things such as food and water, or even other favors such as cigarettes or compliments.
I think it's kind of fucked up that, like, you notice a lot of interrogation tactics are like the same ones that we use at like schools.
Gives the interrogator leverage. Seth appears to be nervous as he sits and fidgets. Most people are nervous in an interrogation room, so none of this is really surprising. However, given the situation, his behavior is a bit odd.
Some water if you want.
It is notable that Seth barely looks up to make eye contact with the detective. This is unusual, as most people would at least glance up when someone enters a room or hands them something. This short interaction could be a sign of contempt towards the detective, or even an antisocial personality. The detectives decide to speak first with Tatiana about Mary's death, leaving Seth to wait in his own interrogation room.
Really, what I kind of just like to do is just to get a better understanding of how we are
Holy
here today.
Fuck, this got loud.
Kind of go back a few years even, just to get to know you and your family a little bit. So, do you go by Tatiana, or do you have a nickname?
Tatiana.
Tatiana? Okay. How many children do you have?
Five.
Three? Okay, yep. All right. And how old is your oldest?
4.
The officer shifts to talk about the other 2 children. This is a tough interview to do. They need to dance the line between talking about the kids and what happened, and also keep her from breaking down completely to the point where any conversation is impossible.
Does she have a primary doctor?
Not anymore. We only go if there's an issue, and there just hasn't been.
Oh, good.
Though
Dude, you know what I learned today? That in Finland, the price of giving birth at like a hospital is like $50. In America, I think a natural birth is on average $12,000. Bro, this country sucks.
Tatiana states that she and Seth would in fact take their children to the doctor if they're sick. As you'll see, there will be a discrepancy when Seth speaks to detectives.
When it
This
comes
is
to healthcare.
exactly why the couple is being interviewed separately, so that the detectives can expose areas where they may be lying or covering for the other person. She also discusses how her older daughter was recommended by a doctor to wear a head-shaping helmet. This is a rather common occurrence and is sometimes done if a baby's skull is in abnormal shape.
About that. I mean, I don't really think it would really matter, but because she probably would have just thought it was lying. Because what I get really worried about is like getting into the whole citing studies argument, where you're just constantly citing studies, and then like a lot of like right wingers don't believe in like science, and then they just question all the studies, and then you just have to like argue, which I kind of ended up doing anyways. But the merit of like empirical evidence. I mean, she even did say something about that at one point, and then it's just like, okay, so what's the point? I don't know how what you base your worldview on, but the reason why I was thinking about it was I was watching I know everyone hates the old TYT, but there was I don't even remember what it was on. Oh, I also learned that not outside of the country, but in America, people who have children are less happy than people who do not. Which I find very funny.
However, Tatiana also begins to expose her skepticism with the medical profession.
I found out that it's commission-based for these products that they try and push. But we think that they're trying to push the helmet. It was a $3,000 helmet. It looks quite invasive, and I'm heavy. And get neck problems or back problems. She didn't need it.
Right.
And called CPS and said that we were being aggressive or something out there.
Okay.
As Tatiana just stated, CPS, Child Protective
What the
Services,
fuck? How do you want to afford to be a parent in this country?
was called on the couple when they refused to get the head-shaping helmet for their eldest daughter. Soon after, the child was diagnosed with failure to thrive. This diagnosis is often when a baby isn't gaining weight as they should. It can be from an illness, poor eating habits, or even neglect by the parents. Given that
Well, I was reading something because I was looking into the studies that was on 2A, because they obviously showed them. I went to them and started reading them, or the articles at least. And what do you mean it's not that hard? It's expensive. You know, like if you have like full-time like nanny, it could be $80,000, which is pretty nuts. That seemed really high, but I know childcare is really expensive. Yeah, Zerka said he was gonna do a advice stream with me today. No, I'm mad. Not as expensive as you think. The average birth cost in the United States is $12,000. What do you mean? You think insurance covers all of that? You have a nanny, you're a shitty parent, then how the fuck do you have, like... What? Why? Like, how do you have enough money in this economy to have single income, like, households, dude? I mean, it's not like everyone has family. It's not that hard, okay. That's not true that it always covers 100%. What about people who don't have health insurance? Like, your health insurance, I assume, is tied to your job. What happens if you lose your job? You're just fucked? Like, that's another part of the fucking United States that's so fucked up. And obviously they do that because they want people to have less leverage when it comes to, you know, workers' rights. It's okay, the fact that you're saying it's not that hard, it's kind of a self-report that I feel like you're not a good parent. Like, you're really gonna sit here and tell me that it's not that hard to do all of the work of taking care of another human being's life. Like, not getting any sleep, not working, I guess, in your mind. So, if you have a nanny, that means that you don't work. Is that what I'm getting from what you're saying? Well, how do you get a job if you can't have a nanny and be with your kid all day? Okay, so you think that everyone's able to work from home? I agree that should be more of an option. I think paternity leave and maternity leave should be, you know, for one, the same amount. Intervention, he's losing it? Maybe. Not hard to work from home. Okay, what if your specialty is what if you're like a doctor? You can't like always work from home as like a doctor if you're like a surgeon. Like, I don't understand, like, like it's easy? Really? That's silly. It's easy to have to constantly stress about, like, the future of your child and having to take them to school and having to... Like, how do you work if you have to take them to school? I guess buses are a thing. I went to a private school, so we didn't have those, which was bullshit. By myself for 2 years now. Okay, cool. I mean, congrats for you, but I don't think it's easy. Like, I don't know why you would, like, diminish your own accomplishments by saying it's easy. Just because you were able to do it doesn't mean everyone is. Like a survival bias or whatever. It's actually fun. Okay, now I know you're just making it up. Okay, that's a lot of people. mentally weak people, you're just gonna say mentally weak as like a overall category that like, so then it's not easy. Like, what do you mean? You have to add that qualifier there? Are you serious? You and your 6-year-old have a blast. Okay. Cool. Wait, tag every day? Okay, you could do that without having a kid. I'm not saying that it's not fun to hang out with your kid, but I don't see the connection there. What is Zerka doing? He fucking lied to me, dude. He's a Weasley little liar. He said he was gonna do a advice stream today. I was really excited about it. But now he's doing a Royale. So I'm going on that, but I'm still mad about it. I've been hyping it up. I mean, you guys have heard me say it for the, like, past 2 days. It just seems really, really insulting to say that, like, being a parent is easy. Like, I think it's one of the hardest jobs to do. And it's really weird that, I don't know, like, everyone should live up to your standard of having a stay-at-home job, so you have to have a stay-at-home job, and apparently that's easy to get. That's really easy to get a stay-at-home job that's making enough money to have... Having really good insurance is apparently really easy, too. That covers all of it. The bodily effort that you had to go through, I guess giving birth is also really easy. I guess the recovery was also really easy because then you got back to work right away. So, you know, that's apparently very easy as well. Being the sole, like, presence in your child's life, I guess that's really easy, having to fulfill that role, like, socially and like, physically. Like, taking them to schools also, or events, or any of that is also really easy. I mean, it's silly to me that you think that being a parent is easy. When is the Royale? He said in like 2 hours. Well, he said that to me like 30 minutes ago, so we'll see. It's probably not going to start till like 11. I don't think it's a Royale. I think it was just a podcast, right? I don't want to have a thing where I have to get kicked because I find that so fucking annoying. You said it was a podcast, so I assume it's not like a you can kick people thing. What's hard about driving? It's expensive. Like, what do you mean? Some people can't afford having cars. Yeah, everyone just get a work-at-home job, sweaty. What's hard at driving? Some people don't even have licenses. Because they don't have time to get one. Because they're working, like, 2 different jobs. It's sad when a child grows up without both parents. I mean, it happens. As long as you have, like, I believe in the family that you make. Like, having good friends around you and having, like, really supportive role models for your kid and shit like that. But I'm sure it is hard to have, like, an inconsistent relationship with your like, if you don't have, like, both your... I mean, it doesn't really matter if they're biological, but if you don't have both your parents that you were raised with, and they're constantly coming in and out with relationships of their own, I think that could be really hard. But, I mean, it happens. Really, really not hard. I think it is really hard. I think even having to worry about your child going to school and getting fucking shot by some deranged asshole, or like having to worry about the quality of the teachers, like it all of it seems so mentally taxing and difficult to like deal with and by yourself. What is considered difficult? Why life is so hard and want handouts? I didn't say that. Again, with people like saying that. I think that what, paternity leave is a handout? I don't think that's a handout. I think that it's a necessity for a good society to have a good relationship with your child after it is born. Maternity and paternity leave. I think it's important to have both of the relationship. Like, both parents have the option to have the same relationship. And it does proven statistically that paternity leave helps your relationships. Because obviously they're you're not just there alone with the kid. Your partnership is stronger. Honestly, I've never experienced that, so you don't know. Okay, but I know that, like, literally everyone talks about how difficult being, like, a parent is. Like, I don't know. You're, like, the first person I've ever heard, like, say that. Besides, I think Rachel might have said something like that, but that's what she thinks, I guess. I mean, she doesn't even work, so. I mean, I can tell you that I wasn't an easy kid. Like, my friends aren't easy kids. Like, we're all always getting into shit, dude. Like, being a parent is very difficult. Like, the uncomfortable, comfortable vibes. I'll take that as a compliment because I feel like that's interesting. You're fucking with The Last of Us until the homo couple. I thought that episode was kind of cute. Spoiler, don't spoil anything. Spoiler, there's one. there is some gay people in The Last of Us. For a game that came out, what, like 8 years ago? No, probably more than that. Basis is regurgitating what other people have told you, super valid. Yeah, that's how, like, literally every education is. You think reading a book isn't somebody, like, writing it? Do you think, like, people's experience, like, why would I believe what you're saying then? Like, because then I'd just be regurgitating what you're saying if I changed my opinion based off of, like, what you're saying. Like, the majority of, like, knowing, like, what, like, it's silly to me that you would think that being a parent, like, even objectively, I don't think it sounds easy. Just everything you have to worry about. I don't think you really, or subjectively, sorry. You don't even have to get into, like, the stats, but, like, like, I don't understand, like, why you would just shit on yourself about, like, oh, it's, like, all of the things I've sacrificed or whatever. Oh, it's just easy. It was easy. Everything's easy, you know? Nobody should, at all think that, you know, being a parent is hard. Because I had I was able to do it. It's so odd. He's in Miami. He's not in Miami. He's just not. He's doing a podcast thing instead of doing the other thing. Gain some experience IRL. Okay, is that, like, the extent of your argument? Like, really? If you were in the house, got me. Really deep cut there. You guys are coming in, like, hot today. Yeah, I think it's because of the title. Like, I would say, like, owning a dog is, like, I guess, easy-ish. But it's still, like, not, like, it doesn't have its challenges, you know? Did I say not easy-ish? Easy-ish? Or did I say it is easy-ish? Because I meant it is easy-ish. Let them shit on the lawn and wear whatever they want, yeah. I don't know how people, like, there's a whole term called, like, mom brain, where, like, you're not getting enough, like, sleep. Because you're getting fucking woken up all the time. But improve your life? Well, sure, it can improve your life, but that doesn't mean it was easy. I mean, did you just, like, give birth in, like, 2 seconds with no pain or something? You made more money? What? They gave you a promotion because you had a kid or something? Better life, bought a house, etc. I don't see the logic of the connection to the kid part. Oh, weird dude. Okay, fine. I still don't see the... Okay, so then you're discounting that entire aspect of it. The physical toll it has on the body of being a parent. Okay, that's fair, I guess. If we're just talking in terms of after that. It's fair to bring that up. I still think it's incredibly challenging. I don't see the combination. We're not freeing Derek Chauvin. Stop it. Make you get your shit together. Yeah, you don't need the kid though. It kind of seems like that was on you. I'm not anti-kid. The fuck? Are you even paying attention to what we're talking about? Smokey, Jesus Christ. See, I just want to have one kid because I think it's like too much work to have two. I know the excuse is to have like other people to play with, but or another like sibling to play with or whatever, but this is why women shouldn't vote because of what? The Tate brothers deserve an apology? That's not what happened. Oh my god, you guys are ridiculous today. I don't know who you're referring to with the lying. If you're talking about the text messages, we went through those yesterday, and or the WhatsApp messages, they literally don't mean anything more than those girls were just trying to escape the compound. And they, like, if you know anything about, like, abusive relationships, like, that is something that I, like, felt very strongly of, like, resonating with that. I believe that it was a real conversation, and they're just like, okay, so you have to act like everything's cool, and then we're gonna leave, and then we're gonna get out of the situation. They even talked about not wanting to stir up shit with the fucking investigation. They weren't even trying to get them in trouble. They were just trying to leave. What are you talking about? Anti-vax, dude? What are you saying? Maybe my experience... Yes, your experience is unique to you. Of course it is. I think it's very silly to think that everyone's experience... Like, you have to know parents, like, in your life, like, in your kid's life, like, their friends' parents. Like, does it always seem easy? Like, what do you do for work? Like, are you gonna tell me, like, getting a college degree is easy? I assume you have a well-paying job. I mean, it doesn't even have to be a college degree. Tates are innocent. You guys are ridiculous. The Tates are not innocent, bro. In your life, heart, and soul until you have your own. Okay, I don't have to understand the source of love in my life, heart, and soul to say that it's not easy to have a kid. It's obviously fulfilling for you, and I'm not trying to take that away because I don't see, for one, that wouldn't be my position to assume how you feel, but it has nothing to do with how easy something is. Like, there are logistics. Like, the logistics of, like, doing things that are difficult. I think that's what is rewarding about it, is that you are doing something difficult. Own company and I have a GED. Okay, so, I mean, I don't want you to dox yourself, but do you think, like, everyone can do what you do? Like, just... Like, you didn't really do anything special or put any extra effort in. It was just like, it should be assumed that everybody could do the same job that you do. Prove that the women had access to their passports, their phones, and could leave without problems at any time. No, it specifically was talking about how they were too afraid to leave without having the proper excuse for it. Like, they literally was saying that they were afraid of getting, disappeared. Where, hold on. Just counting the dollars, get past that? I'm not counting the dollars. I'm counting the effort of waking up in the middle of the night if you have a crying ass baby, dude. Like, your kid getting sick. Like, the stress of worrying about them if they get sick. The stress of worrying about them if, like, they're not at home. Like, the stress of worrying about their school. Like, it's not an easy thing to do. It's a huge responsibility. Like, the fact of, like, if you get hurt, if you die, what happens? Like, if you're sick, who's able to take care of your child? Like, having, like, good family can obviously help, but not everyone has that. That's whole junk, bro. So, anyone that's handicapped, then, it can't do that, obviously. Okay, so apparently do you think that's easy too? Just, like, calling junk is just easy? Equals, I'm gonna die? Why would I... How would you interpret that? Like, what... Like, if they wanted to, like, frame them or lie or something like that, I don't see why they would do it in the form that, like, the narrative is. Like, we went over this yesterday. I don't want to go over it again. Just watch the stream. It's all on you. You can control... If you get cancer, that's on you. What? Like, what? What? I haven't researched the charges against them. It doesn't matter. No, I think that they're guilty of doing the things that they constantly talk about doing. And again, watch the video from yesterday. They constantly talk about them doing what they were doing. What they're accused of doing. And there's, like, did you not watch the Vice documentary? Like, it clearly, like, there's, like, armed guards patrolling the first scene of the thing is them walking up and having to talk to, like, armed guards, dude. You think it's easy? It's like saying that Sansa could easily have escaped from, like, Winterfell. Like, no, there's obviously, like, guards there from the Boltons. I mean, spoiler. That makes it very difficult for her to physically leave. Not a Tate fan, but oh my god, Jesus. I feel like anyone that says that and defends them is... He has directly said in videos that he himself recorded and posted that he was doing pimping. It's the same thing as, like, he learned it from a pimp that he knew. We watched the video yesterday. Do we need to watch it again? She was fighting with a pimp. Yeah, they seem like assholes. That's not what that... Okay, so if you want to misinterpret it that one line, or you say I'm misinterpreting that one line, that doesn't matter. The rest of the entire conversation, it doesn't prove anything bad that those girls were doing outside of trying to leave. Like, and if anything, that supports the case against them, but a lot of people are trying to use that as, like, some exoneration, which didn't make any sense. Like, we read through all of them. To move to hauling cars. Wait, if you do a hauling business, how are you doing it from home? Human trafficking. I have to set up something long-term to set up my child. Yeah, okay. And I'm sure that's not easy to do. Like, the whole argument that I'm saying is that it's not easy to be a parent. I didn't research any charges. If you want me to look at anything, you can link it, bro. Like, you know that, people can be held in the United States without charges indefinitely, right? Like, this isn't, like, an uncommon thing. The fucking Patriot Act allows people to... And they have a thing where they do it every 30 I was gonna say 30 seconds. Every 30 days or every month, they have to... Like, a judge has to renew, like, if they should be in custody or not. And they've done it at least twice now, I believe. He's going to jail? No, it's just to talk about the fact that, Jesus Christ. Isn't Tate's dad CIA? There's, like, been... I've heard that, but I don't know where that came from. And I don't really feel like it matters. Gonna get dropped 100%? There's no way. Okay, we're not talking about OnlyFans managers. We're talking about people who would not let the people that work for them leave. And who would routinely beat them. Like, in the text messages, or the WhatsApp messages, they're talking about how people are gonna beat, like, other girls would beat the shit out of them because they weren't, like, falling in line and everyone was brainwashed. Like you guys seem to be. Like, the girl wanted... It sounds like she wanted to leave. Like, I don't know, what do you mean? She's talking to her friend, who is also there, and they're both trying to leave. I don't understand how that you could spin that in your head to be like, oh, that means that she wants attention. Yes, they didn't want them to hold... Because they weren't trying to take them down. They just wanted to leave. They weren't trying to press charges. They just wanted to leave. They were doing the exact opposite of what people are trying to say that they were doing. They were just trying to leave. they signed up for the deal. I mean, he talks about how he literally just throws away paper. Like they don't have like contracts. So, I mean, is he lying or what? Do we need to watch the video? The dudes wouldn't care if they left. Yeah, but they obviously seemed to know that they needed to act like everything. Like, they couldn't have just said, we're leaving. They're like, we're gonna have to do it. Like, they're talking in secret about how they are planning to leave and how she's going to take this other girl with her. Oh my god, it's so annoying. Not jail citizens. Okay, it's any foreigner, any immigrant. You can hold. It doesn't matter what the purpose is. I'm saying that you can do it. Like, indefinite detention. Okay, Section 412 of the Section 412 of the Patriot Act permits indefinite detention of immigrants. They are immigrants. They are American citizens living in Romania. They are not Romanian citizens. I'm not saying this is obviously, this is a U.S. code, but I'm saying this is not uncommon. One of the most highly publicized cases has been Jose Padilla, who ultimate prosecution and conviction in the United States have been highly controversial. The point is, in America, you can do that. So it's not like it's a fucking hot take, dude. It doesn't matter! Nobody's saying he's a terrorist, dude. Yeah, that's a fucking spicy trial. He's not a foreigner. Yes! He is a foreigner in Romania, so people are complaining that he can't be held without any, like, official charges. He can in the United States, so why are you surprised that the Romanian law lets him do it too? He is currently in Romania. Romanian prison. He is an immigrant to Romania. What's that line? We are all domestic terrorists. CPAC, they decided to play once. I don't know why. They thought that was a good idea. Yeah, people just gotta listen to the things that Andrew Tate says. Like, he says that he does those things. It takes a while. Okay? Just detained and let go. It's not been released, dude. Dude, I saw so much weird shit on when I was looking up Andrew Tate on Twitter. It's just like people are like, oh, he broke out of prison. He's like on the run because he's like tweeting. It's like, oh my god, like it's impossible for somebody else to be like a social media manager or something. It's oh god. The reason why you even have those text messages is because they were like bugging all of their shit, basically. Ignoring IRS and ignoring speeding tickets. Did he actually saw because wait, what? Well, like, you know, like if you don't let somebody like leave your house, like if like you have like an abusive partner or something, and like we'll say she's like refusing to let you leave, like because she's like blocking the door, and like I don't know, maybe she has a weapon. She's not necessarily brandishing it at you, but like she has access to one or whatever. That is like forced confinement. That in itself is a crime. If she does that to you, and she can get charged with that. It seems like there was obviously a lot of violence there from the accounts of the people that were there. They 100% were trying to leave. What are you talking about? Joffrey was my favorite. Yeah, basically. Sansa could have just left at any point. King's Landing, right? He's responsible for their safety. Well, there was multiple men in houses, so which one? Was responsible for the safety? May have been protective. Yeah, that's a cope if I've ever heard it. Less rights means better life. Should definitely have an authoritarian nanny state then. Where you're forced to like go to like temple or something. Watched Luke Belmer's video on it. He was in the brother's house personally and said there was nothing weird going on. Okay. Why do you think that, like, some dude who just, like, showed up one time? Like, I saw a video of Vice being at it, and it seemed a little sussy. Like, the fact that there was like, oh my god. I was trying to find a way to watch this debate, too, the Michael Tracy, Jackson Hinkle one, but I can only find people reacting to it. I don't know if it was, like, in a weird space. Who is this? Luke... You know what? You fucking link it to me. I'll watch it if you link it to me. Oh, I was gonna look at the Vice one. That's what I was gonna do.
Do you ever wonder why some people who you've never heard of before, all of a sudden, appear everywhere?
Oh my god, I feel like I've never seen him smile. It's so creepy. He, like, never smiles in any of his videos. Okay, well, I can't believe you brought up Luke Ballmer's video as significant evidence. What do you mean? Your entire argument was just that he was there. They were there. At his house, and you're surprised that he has armed guards. I mean... What? There's a lot of rich people who don't have, like, armed guards at their front gate, dude. Two hours? Are you kidding me? Is there video of him being there? Oh wait, he's going over the Bruce one. This is the other one. Oh, this isn't the same one. Is he gonna just try and debunk the whole thing? Here, we'll go over him going over the Bruce Rivers, because we love Bruce Rivers. Oh no, that's like an hour. Jesus fuck. Why do people love Andrew Tate so much? Well, I don't think it's sufficient evidence. I'm just going to combat his lack of sufficient evidence with my own random, like, it doesn't mean anything outside of seeing what you're seeing. You get to make your own interpretation. It's 27 years ago. I don't care what you say, Smokey. I know that you're just trolling. They're high profile enough, sure, but they, like, don't have a bunch of other people living with them that they're taking advantage of typically, that work for them in, like, a, exploitative manner. He was trying to be fair and be surprised, Jesus Christ. I'm just coping with my logic. I mean... Sure. I don't know what else to say to you. Like, nothing that you, like, think for a little bit. Yeah, because the Vice documentary is not evidence enough to, like, convict him of anything. So yes, it's not, that is insufficient evidence. Or a lack of, like, that's not all of it. We don't know everything that's going on. They haven't released it. Like, do you think when a court case happens in the United States that everybody knows, like, what's going on, like, as soon as it happens? Oh, fuck. Nah. My logic is so bad, that means that I'm broke. Okay. That That is definitely a statement you could make. And if you guys want to maybe switch sides on that one, because apparently Smokey's on the side that if your logic is bad, that means you're broke. Have you ever heard of Elon Musk? They just said a lot of, like, he specifically said stuff about, like, what he does. He says that he doesn't pay taxes. He's straight up admitted that he doesn't pay taxes. That alone is gonna get him fucking clapped. He thinks that you don't have to pay taxes on like, Bitcoin or whatever. Which, as Bruce Rivers says, is not true. I don't have enough experience to know otherwise, but I do not doubt... Like, if you think that the governments that you, like, are living in do not actually track Bitcoin, you're delusional. Imagine loving taxes. I love the thing that taxes do when it comes to infrastructure. I think that we need more infrastructure and less military spending. I mean, do you like roads? Are roads the thing you like? Yeah, so you're only right if you're rich, basically. A prominent principal brokies. How much you bet Smokey is a broke boy? What do you mean about the evidence? He constantly says he's doing it. He's constantly saying, like, that he gets, like, in his own words, he says he gets girls to fall in love with him and then, like, pressures them into, and takes their passport. He said it! Like, it's not like it's out of the ordinary or, like, out of the realm of possibility that maybe he's doing the things that he's been saying that he's doing for years. He even talks about, like, having a bottom bitch. It's like pimping 101, dude. It's like a pimp's constantly talking about pimping, and then people are like, no, he can't be pimping. That's a false allegation. That's an, like, what? Like, you guys would fucking support Epstein, dude. The law to get an innocent man in trouble? Those women didn't go to the fucking law, dude. They literally lied to them when they did the raid and acted like they were normal. Did you read the fucking text messages? They were obviously talking about how they should get an Oscar for acting when, like, the fucking raid happened, that everything was normal. They specifically didn't want to get them in trouble. They just wanted to leave. You guys have clearly never been in, like, an abusive relationship or known anyone in an abusive relationship if you don't think that what those messages looked like was clearly just somebody trying to escape. Raising his guilt off of YouTube video that he posted for content. No, it was not a YouTube video that was posted for content. It was a exclusive Hustlers University video that, I mean, you could say is content because literally anything is. But it was supposed to be the insider knowledge of how he made his money. So, Bruce Rivers always says to stop self-snitching, and it really seems like that's like a self-snitch. It's like having, like, talking about, like, you murdering somebody in, like, a rap song. Oh, you said that, actually. That was the next sentence. Yes, that has actually been used against people. You know that, right? Admissions of pimping. Okay, it doesn't matter if they're related to it. I'm just saying, I don't know why you would go through fucking backflips and over backflips to, like... So you are admitting that he was lying, then? If you think that, like, he's innocent of all of the things that he's being accused of, then you also admit that he's been lying. And that his advice must be terrible because it's all lies. Right? Andrew Tate makes fun of degrades women, then turns out they make his money for. I know, and the funny part about it is also he was the one sexting people for a while, which I find kind of funny considering he's like hyper masculine. He's literally like making people nut on what he's saying, which is very funny as a concept, just because of his whole like persona. Of being like hyper masculine means you get other people to nut by messaging them sexy pictures and like flirting. He's basically flirting with people, like dudes, flirting with dudes. I just find that so funny. We'll be in the same jail cell. I don't know why Mizkif would be in a Romanian jail cell. being in a, I'm not biased because of it. I just can recognize what their conversation was because I understand like context, dude, or context clues. So I don't just believe everything. Yeah, you're not just believing everything. Well, the message, I guess. We're not just believing everything. He's saying it himself. There is evidence that is also, or other people are saying that other victims of his are saying that he does it. He says that he does it. They raided the compound and obviously are collecting evidence that we don't know yet. But he had a compound. That was true. Like, I don't know how much, like, he obviously was really rich. He was obviously doing cam girl stuff. He was obviously doing all of the other things that he said he was doing. So why is it so hard of a stretch for you to think that he was doing the other things when it came to abuse? That happens all the time. Like, exploitation in the adult industry is so common. So common. I don't understand why you would say that it's unbelievable that Andrew Tate is doing it. He's doing everything else he says he's doing. They clearly had enough evidence to arrest him. These things go on they had evidence enough to wiretap. These things, at least in the United States, I know it's not in the United States, they require a lot of preemptive evidence to have these things even happen. But it's not public because it's not supposed to be public. So you touting that I'm not the one sitting here constantly writing for the fact that, like, there's no possible way that he's innocent. I don't think he's innocent. I think he's guilty. It doesn't matter what I think. I'm not the one that knows all of everything. But from everything I'm seeing, it would seem that way. And I think that you would have to go a lot of hoops to try and, like, think that they're all lying. Everything's not real. It's all the Matrix. Like, just use your brain, dude. Just, you know, like, what do you think about the fact that maybe if he's so manipulative to these women, to get them to go and take advantage of them there, do you ever think that maybe he's doing that to you? Do you ever think that Andrew Tate is really skilled at manipulating you? The same way he's probably doing with fucking Aiden Ross? Like, why do you think that Andrew Tate would not use the same tactics he would use, and has admitted to using, when he's pretending to be, like, the girl on the other side of the webcam? To manipulate men out of money. That is his... I don't know if you guys remember this. This is the first and foremost thing. What he does is he fucking manipulates men. And you're fucking falling for it. And then you're wondering why these women are falling for it? You're doing it! Think! Exactly. Human trafficking is stupid, okay. I mean, I know direct... Hey! Ben! Ben! I haven't researched the charges against him. If you guys are saying that they're not filed, it doesn't matter. What do you want me to research? Like, I'm not gonna have any access to the information I would need to make a judgment. Like, why would I? I'm not the district attorney or whatever it is in Romania. Why would I have all the information? You don't have all the information. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, I don't understand why you have such an obsession with another man who has apparently lied about all the things that he's said as advice. Like, he's not, like, you have to admit that he's lying in his advice if he's not actually sex trafficking, because he's straight up admitted that he was doing these things, taking their passports, not paying taxes, having to emotionally and physically control them to keep their bitches in line. Those are all crimes that he admitted to. So if that is his fucking advice to you, that means he was lying to begin with. So then why would you think that he's doing any, like, actual good? Why do you care about this person so much? It's so strange to me. No. well, his number one business model is tricking men, so it would say more apt that it's not that surprising you would fall for it, because that is how his business model works. He's teaching women to trick men, basically. Or he's doing it himself, but with a costume. He was cosplaying, so to say. But he's the one who was talking to, or he was catfishing. But he's the one that was typing to people. You know, until obviously his business got bigger, and then, but he like specifically has said it. If false, anything he said is just a sheep. Yes, true. We'll buy another Bugatti before it goes to federal prison. Has good takes on this. I listen to everything he says. I'm talking about your lack of research. The evidence. I'm talking about knowing what the charge is even. Well, okay, well, people. What? What the allegations crimes are of sex trafficking. I know. Wait, are you talking about the alleged crime, or are we talking about charges? Because I don't believe direct charges have come down yet. Like, you want to fucking like link something if I am incorrect and I haven't heard that? It doesn't matter. If you're talking about allegations, I know what the allegations are. It's, well, he's had this in the past also, but like rape, sex trafficking, and I imagine tax evasion. And I don't know how the Romanian law would phrase it, but there is a case for like forced confinement, like basically kidnapping. I don't have a weird liberal disgust with Tate because I grew up with guys who looked and acted like him but poor. Okay. Well, I think he's just like, it's not necessarily the individual that I think pisses a lot of people off. It's just like the fucking dumbass community. I feel like he's making everyone stupider. To lie to people who are lost, yeah. That's what I'm trying to do to you. No, I'm just kidding. Man has freedom, and if a girl is allowed to leave, she signs up for everything that happened. What? A man has freedom, and if a girl is allowed to leave, she signs up for everything that happens. So you're encouraging the idea if somebody wants to leave you that you should be able to like kill them and it's their fault? Like what is that? He is an American citizen, but I believe he might have dual citizenship because his mom is like English or some shit. I don't know. But he is an American citizen. Or just said, okay, I'm not doing your homework for you, so I feel like you don't even know, like, what you're talking about then. You just said are generalizations. What do you mean? Yes, charges are, like, homicide is a generalization of, like, how you would classify a very specific crime. That is so fucking retarded that you would say that, oh, sex trafficking is just a generalization. Like, what? Everything is when we're talking about charges, you bitch. Like, what are you talking about? Someone who has sexual assault charges ever said? It's John Zerka? Well, he's a weaselly little liar. He said he was going to do an advice stream with me today. Now he's doing a fucking Royale. That's moving my camera every time I do this. Which I will be on. Or not Royale. But I'm annoyed about because we talked about it in the living room yesterday. God, do I watch this?
Nothing!
Oh my god, the audio. Are you serious? How did you watch this? Zerka does OBS.
What do you mean nothing, Bruce? Do we need to pull up the page again? What do you mean there's nothing, Bruce?
Oh my god, he's just gonna do this.
Bruce, what do you mean there's nothing?
What do you mean there's nothing?
You can't just dismiss the page.
Yeah, you see this? These are words. That's definitely something. Look at this. This is a picture of words.
And say there's nothing when it's full of words.
These non-based takes, because it's not that fucking hard to like have friends that you disagree with. What are you, some sort of lib? For realsies? I'm not that concerned about it, but I feel like I'd be used to it at this point, seeing that thing in our guest bathroom.
It's not full of nothing. It's not full of nothing. Somebody said, funny how you don't react to the full chat logs. Not sure what the full chat logs are. We're watching this video, and then we're watching the updated video, which was posted 19 hours ago. So we're watching.
Oh my god, I'm just watching somebody else's full stream.
Texts, except for the fact you got them saying that we think we can leave. I want to go to.
I honestly thought Jimmy Carter was dead. When Razor told me that he was like dying, I was like, oh, I thought I heard he was.
London, you know, and so now let's go on to the second page.
Which is a lot. It's not a small thing.
Now these are all back in like April 2022. These are not recent. You're a good actress.
That's correct.
True. I practice. Perfecto.
Did I speed it up?
Playing it cool. Got it. Like you don't know anything. Play dumb. I'm going to pull some tears out, Aliona, and play dumb. Good advice. Thank you, babe. So you got them.
He's 98. Jesus Christ.
You got them rehearsing or whatever. Just dismiss that. We got them rehearsing or whatever.
Rehearsing what? Rehearsing what?
No, dude. Like, you just bypassed the point.
Why were...
where they asked, are you a good actress? I practiced, I'm going to shed some tears. You can't just say...
Right, they were playing it up so that they didn't get in trouble. Like, what do you mean? That the fucking Tate brothers didn't get in trouble? From my understanding is that they're talking about when they raided the first time, because her fucking family called the embassy against her wishes, because she was really scared that, like, calling the police on somebody without... Like, if you just want to get away from them because they're doing bad things, it's going to make it, like, a shit ton worse if they're, like, abusing you. So her family, I believe, fucked her over a little bit by calling the embassy, and then that's what resulted in the raid. And then what they're talking about is playing dumb to the officers that came, so it didn't become, like, a really big deal. Well, I don't have Nightbot. Oh, did I still lie wrong? It, like, auto-corrected. I wasn't really paying attention. It's kind of funnier the other way, but I'll fix it. My sister's a fucking doctor, and we can't spell for shit in my family. I don't know why. Wouldn't have apprehension about calling the embassy. Okay, because why? There's no guarantee. Like, you've heard him say it. He talks about how corrupt Romania is. They don't want to, like, take him down. They just want to leave. These are just normal people. Like, think of yourself in this situation. You're getting abused and, like, having to work too much, and if you don't like being there, and you want to leave. And you've seen, like they say in the messages, it's like a cult here. Like, other girls will beat the shit out of other girls if they, like, don't work hard enough. Like, they talk about it all the time. Or not all the time, sorry. A lot in the messages. I retweeted the thread with the, more, like, where it's not, like, shitty screenshots. And there's more of them, obviously. And not about all the other girls. Well, because she's literally talking about how they're brainwashed. They don't want to leave. Because, like, you're just saying, like, like, you're just doing the exact same argument as somebody being like, why doesn't this woman leave a really shitty, relationship? Like, I know she's getting the shit beat out of her all the time, but why doesn't she just leave? Obviously, it's complicated. And you're afraid that they might kill you if you leave. They've only been hurting you, but they might kill you if you leave. So, you're really gonna tell me that you would not be fucking scared to escalate? Are you telling me you don't know somebody in your life that this has happened to? Or have heard of somebody that this has happened to? Because it happens all the time. I love true crime shit, so trust me. I definitely have heard of a lot of things where it gets way worse when you leave them. Will Russia win? No. They already took a fat L in losing most of their workforce. This is a reach? I don't think it's a reach at all. Like Sushi and Darius? I don't know enough about that. They weren't... It doesn't matter if you're married. Why would married like, there's plenty of people that are in really abusive relationships that don't leave, like, physically leave because they're just dating. Like, that's really silly. True cause women don't work. True cause, like, what? I mean, like, that's his bread and butter. Like, he literally says that, like, they don't need him after they get started. And then they have to, like, control them. You have to, like, keep your bitches in line by, like, giving them the firm hand. Like, I'm sure you've heard the, you know, even the classic, I keep the machete next to my bed, but it's like, oh, if she tries to reach it, it's like a choke, slap, sex, or whatever. Like, he, like, talks about violence against women all the time. Work whores, basically. Those girls take one step out of the door, Cobra Tate's gonna run them over. Probably. I mean, he has, like, literally armed guards. Let's see what this fucking idiot's gonna say.
Whatever, Bruce. It's not whatever, dude. Not whatever.
Like, think of how Sansa couldn't leave the fucking... Like, it's not like it's a novel concept. Obviously, it's a fantasy world we're talking about. But just, like, think of all of the reasons why she couldn't leave. Because she'd have to go past guards, and then you'd have to say why you're leaving. And then they have to get, like, confirmation and be like, yeah, they can leave.
Two dudes in prison is not fucking whatever.
Lose the defamation suit.
You're good, though.
It's not whatever.
Who's defamation suit?
Let's just go play it cool and change my name. So we'll not start with LOL. Got it.
A little biased.
I told you to be like saying a nice message and that we are hurt or shit and that we do love them but just don't like the situation. So they will not think they are really against them, you know.
Yes, a lot of people that are in abusive relationships do not call the police. Because what do you think is going to happen? Do you think the police are, like, good at their fucking job? And do you think if they're hit, like, if you're, like, oh my god, it is so frustrating to me that you guys don't get this. If you're in a relationship with somebody that is constantly, that says that they love you, and then are physically, like, beating the shit out of you, like, breaking your fucking face, what do you think they're gonna do if they think that you're causing them to go to jail? That's how they're gonna think about it, that you're causing them to go to jail, even though they obviously deserve to go to jail. What do you think those people are gonna do? When somebody who's saying that they love you is able to hurt you to that magnitude where you could have died already, what do you think is stopping them from actually killing you? Like, I don't know why you think, like, we're all NPCs and you get, like, a respawn after, like, you take a fat L or something. When you die, you fucking die, assholes. Like, what do you mean? Some people don't want to risk their fucking life. They didn't want to take him down. They specifically are saying they didn't. They just wanted to leave. Who's them? You're just saying them. No, that he wouldn't, like, that she might not be a top earner, so it wouldn't be that big of a deal. They wouldn't be scheming in the way that they were talking to each other to leave if they weren't trying to leave. Like, they, like, are specifically looking about, or talking about how they want to leave. Two of the accused have already been exposed for conspiring together. Or you're talking about these text messages. This is not being exposed by, like, they're talking to each other. That doesn't mean that they're doing it, like, they were conspiring to leave. Are you that fucking stupid? With a box cutter in self-defense? Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I haven't heard that, but...
Sexual assault or domestic assault or victims of this kind of stuff too, they assimilate.
They act?
No, did you say assimilate? I didn't even hear what you said.
They are really against them, you know. You know what victims of sexual assault or domestic assault or victims of this kind of stuff do? They assimilate.
Assimilate.
They act?
Assimilate. They adapt to their environment and just, like, they go to survival mode. They're like, okay, if I don't act like I love him, he's gonna get mad at me and he's gonna beat the shit out of me. So, that's what they're fucking talking about. They're coping by talking to each other. Coping is not just a bad thing. Coping is a thing that is necessary to do about dealing with bad things that happen in your life. Like, it's obviously on the internet, it sounds, you know, the way we use it a lot, it implies that, like, oh, you're that means you're wrong or something. Like, that is not how it means in a general sense.
What you've just done is put a blanket statement, right? You made a blanket statement. You said, you know what happens to sexual assault victims or people that have been trafficked is they assimilate, they fake it, they act all the time. You made a blatant statement and assume that these girls...
They act all the time? This guy didn't even fucking, like, read the messages. This is what's so fucking annoying.
...fit into that category, when in fact...
Did you guys read the messages? We read them yesterday. I can go through it again, if people care that much. I just don't think it's that entertaining. You can just watch the video from yesterday.
They're saying, I'm gonna pull some tears. If you're in a terrible situation, would you have to pull some tears?
They're talking about... Oh my god. They're talking about to make it seem like there's nothing fucking wrong, dude.
I don't know.
So they will not think they are really against them, you know. You know what victims of sexual assault or domestic assault or victims of this kind of stuff do? They assimilate. And
victims of what kind of stuff? You just said, you basically said, you just compared rapists, people that are affected in different situations to this, and put it all in one thing.
Yeah, you said domestic assault. They literally said in the messages that they would get beat if they like acted up.
I don't know. Weird.
And they do whatever they have to appease their captors.
He said he was gonna stream in 2 hours, and it's been about an hour and a half. So that was at, it should be at 8, so it should be in a half an hour. And I did tell him that's why he's a wheezy little fucking liar. Fuck. Getting alerts from my like alert oh, I guess because it's not me. Never mind, that makes sense.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
What do we have?
He said captors. How are they captors if they are allowed to leave?
How was Sansa kept captive at King's Landing when she could physically leave?
If they can leave freely, how? It makes no sense. How are they captors?
For lack of a better word. So they will not really think we are against them. Captors, for lack of a better word.
Captors.
Is he a man of God? I haven't seen him, well, with any hoes, really. So,
For lack of better word.
I don't know why you think I'm spying on him. Like, this is like... I leave him have his own space, dude.
Maybe you could have said their names instead of assuming, right? But you're already making assumptions.
What?
Come on.
What is he even saying? We're making assumptions. Whose names? Well, what? This is such a weak argument.
Bruce, I like you, Bruce, but so far 7 minutes in, I would not hire you to do my work.
Your work?
So they will not really think we are against them. Why would they be against them? What's in it for them to be against them? Freedom? Yeah, that's smart.
What's in it for them? Freedom? When the chicks literally just said...
I feel like he didn't actually read the things. What is my fitness goal? Just to lose a little bit of weight, I guess? I don't know. I'm not trying to, like, get jacked.
It doesn't matter to us.
I think I just want to have better eating habits, because I was, like, bored eating a lot. I'm sure we all have done it, like, bored eating, and, like, I think it's just, like, really... like, it's just a bad habit to be in.
We're not super concerned because we can dip. So maybe the freedom isn't...
Wait, where they don't speak the language? Oh, yeah, in Romania, yeah. Because the other girl was from, like, Moldova, I think. And in Moldova, I think, is, like, an insanely poor, GDP. Or wait, no, average, what's what I want? Average income, what? Oh, is this in their money? I don't know what this is. What is Moldova lemons? We'll call it that Moldova lemon. I don't really know the conversion rate there. Kind of wish they would do this in real money, as we all know, American money. Their population is only 2.5 million. Jesus Christ. 5,000? Poverty line. Why is the down thing green? Oh, positive. Never mind. I can't imagine a population or a country with a population of like 2 million people has a lot of opportunities for doing a lot of us stuff. Oh shit! It was the year. Oh, never mind. 1992. Ooh, that's a pretty picture though. I like old buildings like that. I don't like this one. That's fucking disgusting. Anyways, why the fuck am I talking about this? Egyptian orgies? Fitness sandwich in my mouth. From other countries. Yeah, you did. Moldova. And the other girl, the main girl, that's like, her name is Bear. And these WhatsApp messages she's American. She wants to go to London and take the other Moldovan lady with her. Because they like, you know, kind of, they were in like a really shitty situation and they bonded over it. And they're like, yep, we're escaping together.
Exactly it. Not a good deduction there, Bruce.
Play the victim. I mean, we are, but like, yeah, act like we still love them and stuff. So play the victim. I mean, we are, but act like we still love them and stuff. So in other words, you know, play along so they don't know exactly what we're doing. Haha. I mean, we are.
We already talked about that.
What?
Oh my god.
Tomorrow we should.
Who is this guy? He just like a. Oh, he's even a description there. Oh, is this just like his live stream from his Twitch or something?
Makeup and sunglasses, and nobody really notices what we look like or who we are. Yeah, I guess. LOL. We are right.
So basically, go undercover right before the sting operation, so that when shit goes down, they can't identify us. Why? Why do you not want to be identified? It's an interesting question. I don't have the answer why. I'm just making a question.
Because they wouldn't want to get tracked down, or I'm like, why do most webcam websites have it so that you can block out states so your shit will not show up in certain states? Guy, think, guy. I mean, at the bare minimum, why do you think that they wouldn't want to be recognized if they're sex workers? Think. Like, how is this like your arguments? I don't understand.
ASAP. Yep. So, when I talked initially about this,
like
so
how
the only way
weak
to really
these are,
is to essentially destroy the credibility of the accusers, right? And that's what this is designed to do. But what does it shed light on? Nothing.
I mean,
nothing.
True.
I mean, it does a little bit.
No, yeah, okay, a little bit in more of a positive favor for them.
That they're actually acting, in my opinion, based off of how I read it.
How are they acting? To who? Like, how stupid are you that you think this is those messages are like a slam dunk or something?
As of now, maybe my opinion changes, but as of now,
I mean, these are just people who just like hate women or whatever. They're like, oh, they can't ever do anything right. Like, it's like they're always in the wrong. Men never do anything wrong, unless it's somebody raping my wife, and then I have to be mad at him. But that's only if I own her. Like, fuck.
Without some verification, this doesn't come into court. You have to have foundation to get in. But even if it does get in, the women would have to testify, and then they'd be able to put all these things into context. And what I see here, just my trained eye, is I see people who don't have the means to get where they need to go. Okay,
but it doesn't matter if you don't like that Tate is promiscuous. You still like everything else that he does. Who gives a shit? You're still like simping for him. Like, what do you mean? Oh, I've said one bad thing. Doesn't like there's no way any of you guys would give the same charitability to like Hassan, dude. Like, I don't understand this. What is this? What the fuck is Evie Magazine? Was allegedly framed by 2 women who infiltrated his life pretended love new wiretaps. Like, if Hassan was guilty of everything, like, if Hassan was constantly talking about how he's sex trafficking people, and then it comes out and he gets arrested for sex trafficking, like, you think I wouldn't change my opinion even though I like Hassan? Like, why are you so, like, married to, like, Andrew Tate? Like, he won't fuck you, little bro. Like, I don't know what you want. He don't know you. Like, it's so amazing to me that you have such reverence for some random dude, basically. Like, what do you do in your life? Nothing. You're just too afraid to be an independent voice because all of the fucking tater tots get fucking mad and just try and ban you off of TikTok. God, I'm really worried about that. I just don't want to know and look at a random article. Oh, I think it's fine. The fuck is Evie? Evie magazine? What is this? Health and beauty. Okay, this doesn't really seem like a news source. Allegedly framed. Oh my god, it's such a girly website. What the fuck? Okay, carted off by Romanian police, December 2020. Oh. God damn it, Aiden Ross. I always want to say 2022. Or 2023. Unfiltered criticism of feminism. Okay, what am I reading here? Was allegedly framed. It is true that I mean, like, to allege something is not, like, a hard bar to clear here. Just wrestling with their own homosexuality form. True. About the two women that had text leaked. Is this not the same? Wait, you're telling me these aren't the same people? Like the ones that we've been reading? Okay, there has been much speculation. Okay, this is just... Where's the... Apparently an American woman named Emma. Yes. This is the messages we're talking about. We read these messages. Do you think these are some other messages? These are the messages that we're fucking talking about. What are you, like... What? No, you're fine, Cheetah. It's not his place to do that, even if he was in power. What? Okay, but the messages that he's talking about is the one that this fucking guy's... God damn it. That this fucking guy's talking about and reading through. These are the messages that are the ones that we've been talking about. These are the ones that we're talking about. They are nothing. They're a nothing burger. Read the messages. They're nothing. Oh, God. It's so
disagreed. These girls are making money.
They're talking about Emma is the girl in this text exchange on WhatsApp.
And they can leave. I can guarantee.
Be a good actor. Yes, so they don't like have. They were literally like protecting the Tate brothers with that sentence. What does fake tears be a good actress in place? How does that at all mean that they're framing? How is that framing them? They're just constantly talking about wanting to leave. They're obviously just acting like everything's fine, and they were specifically when they were raided, acting like everything was fine. Like, because the reason they were raided was because Emma's dumbass fucking family called the embassy.
I guarantee you they got money, bro.
Read the thing. Read them.
No
Here, I posted it on my Twitter. Or I retweeted it. Oh, wait, I should be really careful. I follow a lot of, friends of mine that do okay, so yeah, this tweet thread, it shows them there's more. Obviously you can see the papers were cut off in the screenshots, but this is the extensive version of it. There would be zero reason for her to not want the embassy to be called. Because they don't want to escalate. That's, again, why do you keep defaulting to that? There's a lot of reasons. Okay, just because somebody beats the shit out of you, if they're beating the shit out of you all the time, like an abused spouse, they don't want to call the police because the police don't really prevent crimes. They're more of a after-the-fact type of thing. So they didn't want to, like, even get involved. They just wanted to leave. They didn't want to get them taken down. They didn't want to have to go to court. They didn't want to have to deal with this. They wanted to just leave. Like, ugh, it is so frustrating that you don't get it. Yeah, they're fucking joking with each other about it. It's like they're friends. It's like a friendly conversation that they're having where they're coping with, like, the whole, like what's happening to them. That doesn't mean anything. Did they get a Netflix deal? No. Did they go to Netflix? No. Like, what do you mean? That doesn't mean that they're framed. Like, what do you mean that, like, what? Like, that... How the fuck did my dog just open the door? Magic. They don't want to leave. The other girls are brainwashed. Like, it's not her fucking job to be in charge. Like, why do you, like, you're such a victim blamer, dude. It's so weird. It's so weird that you have to go out to these extents. Oh, she didn't save everybody? Well, they didn't want to leave yet. Because they were, like, too, like, far in, like, the meme hole. Or the rookie hole, or whatever the fuck XQC calls it. Where they're getting manipulated. Like, how you're getting manipulated. Why don't you just leave? Why don't you just stop defending Andrew Tate? Why do, like, fucking sunk cost fallacy exist? Like, when it comes to, you moved all the way over here, and it's like, you feel like you have to continue doing these things. You keep saying that he's innocent like you know for sure. Are you fucking retarded? We're doing the same thing when it comes to, like, speculation of, I have been very honest about the fact that I don't know absolutely everything, but from my opinion, it definitely seems like he's guilty because he's said that he does this. He's been saying that he does this for a very long time. So I am not assuming that he's a complete liar when it comes to, like, the lessons he was trying to teach people. But you, to believe that he is innocent, have to believe that he is a complete fucking liar, and he is not done when it comes to watching or the advice that he gives to people. Because his own video, he tells people how to do this. He's either lying about it, which means that he's not giving good advice. Not that it is good advice, but it's any advice, really. About what, or how he makes money. That he's lying about how he makes money. Or he's actually guilty of doing what he's doing. He talks about it. He says it. You're basing all of your talking points off of hit pieces. Okay, so yes, there's no point of talking about it because you're not going to be swayed. But I think it's important to have, like, to educate you dumbass about, like, having your own insight on how that you interpret things. Like, if you think that those text messages mean that they was framed, that's fucking stupid. And I really think that you need to think about it more. Read them yourself. Like, read them yourself. It's not, like, it's... Like, why are you defending some dude? Like, do you just want to fuck him? Like, I don't get it. He might be manipulating you. Do you ever think about that? I'm trying to help you, bitch.
There's no chance you have an OnlyFans account you don't have money. I don't care if you're giving 80% of your money away to somebody else. You're still making money. Especially to buy.
Rappers talk about guns and songs for content, same thing. They've actually been, Bruce Rivers actually talks about this. They can submit that as evidence. BT dubs. So it's called self-snitching. Or he calls it self-snitching. That's why his hat is... Because he's a defense attorney. He's not a prosecutor. Just heard Zerko. Zerko? I think he just asked me if I was ready. Am I supposed to go in the Discord? Why are you accusing him? He didn't do anything to me. I'm just saying what he says that he does. I believe that he does the things that he just says that he does. Like, I guess you don't believe that he's doing the things that he says that he does. I don't think that he does absolutely everything that he says that he does, but I don't think it's much of a stretch to think that he's done years and years and years of content saying that he does sex, like the lover boy technique where he has women fall in love with him and then tricks them into being cam girls. He himself says that he does it. That is sex trafficking. It's called the lover boy technique. That is what he teaches people to do. I don't know why you don't trust the things that he says that he does, and if you do think that he's not giving that advice, then you mean that he's, like, lying. Then how is he making his money? There wasn't evidence of him being framed. What? Yes. doesn't. Andrew? Isn't sex trafficking? It is considered sex trafficking, yes. Yeah, and I'm sure they're gonna get down to the bottom of it to see if he gets convicted. You know that he openly talks about being connected to the mob too, right? Like, why am I more familiar with his stuff than you guys are? No, he specifically has said that all of his girlfriends were people that did not do cam modeling before they met him. So it's not like he's like they're already OnlyFans or models or whatever, and then he's like their manager. Well, he said we were doing a advice podcast, but he's doing like a panel. Which we are gonna do. He said we're gonna start in 15 minutes. I have no idea what the topic is. Because the laws are lax and he could get away with the trafficking of women. Yes, he did say that, Ogre. You were correct. In that dumb course that if a girl says no to you, then just never see her again? Okay, that sounds... What is that? What do you mean? Are you arguing... for or against? I don't understand. I'm saying I believe that he's doing the things that he's spent years of his life talking about doing. That he purposely exaggerates his content to be funny. Yeah, of course he purposely exaggerates his content to be funny. I get that. That doesn't mean that like if somebody's consistently saying, and not in an exaggerating way, that what he's doing for like years, and it's not like that's like the public stuff. This is like the paywalled content. He's saying that he's doing the sex trafficking. Is it really, really, really that hard for you to get the dick out of your fucking mouth and actually think about the fact that maybe he is doing it? If he spends years of his life talking about that, and it's a paywalled content to how he's making money. I think you're just an angry feminist that hates men. Okay, well, I think that you're just a angry random person on the internet that wants Andrew's dick in your ass, dude. I mean, it doesn't care what either one of us think. I think that you just don't care, and it's just kind of like a thing that's fun to talk about for you. For allowing you to join him on his journey. Yeah, pyramid scheme. I mean, like, again, like, is it because you have like a connection to him? Because he was the one that was in the chats of his webcam girls pretending to be them, and like basically catfishing you? Do you feel like you like are too? Like, did you watch like the content and then you're like, oh, I realized I was talking to him when they said I want you to like you know, pound my pussy or some shit? Like, is that where like the dedication comes from? Well, you know where I'm going with it. The only reason it's there's nothing wrong with getting a dick in your ass as long as it's consensual. Yeah, why would a feminist hate men? Good point. The guy in those chats were feminists. What? What? Are you insulting gay people? Do you even like gay people? I do. I mean, they're just people. I feel like you're just trying to like grasp at anything. Gay acts are black magic. I mean, what happens? Do they get like turn stone into like gold or something? What is the magic? The irony being, I feel like you would support J.K. Rowling with her transphobia, considering her books were all about magic. Demonic portals to where? Oblivion? Yeah, they wanted me to watch this. I think Bro wanted me to look this because he's like got bad coverage of it because he's just. I mean, I've seen this video. It was a request from the audience.
Buy a flight from Romania to London, which is like fucking €100.
And doing whatever they can.
Ooh, okay, what?
To try to escape.
Whatever they can to try to escape. They could literally just leave. It says that they can literally just leave. As of now.
The whole extended conversation is them saying, okay, we can leave, but we have to make sure that we're going to be safe. And we can only leave under certain conditions. Not that you could leave whenever. They wouldn't have to plot to leave if they could just leave. That's obviously not what's happening. Jesus Christ. Sansa could just leave King's Landing. She didn't have to plot with, what's his name? Fucking Sir Ulrich or whatever the fuck his name is.
Now I'm not great.
Tate has, he's on a public relations media blitz. So you remember he had the human rights lawyer, all over the different programs. He's now said he's going to start a charity with $100 million dedicated to those who are falsely accused. Well, let me just tell you something. I'll stand in line for that $100 million, and I will be the first person to represent anybody that's falsely accused.
All right, perfect. So if you'll do that, Bruce.
He's a criminal. Oh, shit. I fucking lightly tapped my camera, and now it's going to fuck up. No! Hold on, I'll fix it. Oh, I really hope it didn't just break that. Curse of Andrew Tate, he got me again! I know it's frozen! I'm fixing it! This fucking cam like sucks. A little bit, I swear to God. Oh no, I might have to turn it off. Or close OBS, which means we're gonna have to stop stream really quickly. In my experience, I just have to unplug it and plug it back in a bunch of times, so. Fix yourself. Fix yourself! Alright, whatever, we'll watch the video.
I
You
will
can watch
talk
this guy's
to
stream.
Andrew's camp, and you can go represent Andrew and Tate. Will buy you a first-class ticket to Romania, since you want a part of that $100 million. I haven't seen that tweet, but I'm sure
that was not where I wanted the camera to
they'll
be.
give you a cut if you represent them fairly. So if you're interested to your
this
little,
is my
this little
temporary
comment that you made,
camera.
I will take you.
I have a backup camera, okay? This is my backup camera. I'm still trying to fix the other one.
This comment. I'll fund your first 100 hours
oh my God.
Of work, and I'll fly you out first class to Romania to cover and work with these guys.
You can't like practice in like another country. You can be like I don't even know how that would work in a different country. I know in different states you can't even practice. You need like you could be like a liaison or something, or not a liaison, but like a consultant, I guess you would say. You would have to know another. Okay, so this is a fun fact about law. If you're working within the United States and you're working in another state, you're only when you take your when you get your accreditation in whatever state you're in, you're only able to practice in those states. But you can go and practice in other states if you have a connection to a lawyer there. So if another lawyer is on a case in a different state and they want to bring you in, you have to there's a name for it, I don't remember. But like you basically have to like link up and have them as like kind of like your connection to the state, so there is a basis for having for you to know about the local laws, because a lot of states, they like when you're a lawyer, they don't expect you to know the law of like every state, because that would be silly. The same thing goes with real estate and stuff like that. This camera is terrible. Well, yeah, it's like it's my Brio. It's not that bad. I look too pink. Well, that's how the lighting goes. What's up, Hannibal? I'm working on fixing it, okay, guys? It's just one of those things you gotta, like, unplug it and plug it back in. And sometimes it just decides to fix itself. But sometimes the DSLR is just like, nah, fuck you. Usually if you, like, switch it to a different camera... Oh, I shouldn't have done the Brio. I might get more confused. On. God, I think I'm gonna have to turn the stream off and turn it back on. He's a little liar because we were supposed to do a fucking advice stream and instead he's doing a podcast. Alright, I'm gonna just close the thing, so stream's gonna go down for a few seconds. Just bear with us if you will. We'll be right back.